welcome, beloved me's, as we, the Council of One, wish to congratulate all of the manifestation of Swan R2 is simply the outward confirmation of an inner transformation, dearest tween, for this is a reflective reality. And so, swans, being the Azure light seraphim of Source children, the purest emanation of love that came to be, its manifestation only announces the Source children are arriving, dearest me, first within thee, then throughout reality, containing the purest essence of Source presence, to recalibrate and restory one's entirety. And so we, as the Council of One, moving as the cosmic children, bring you now up into Swan R2. Simply feel as this vessel holds thee as a mothership within itself, but one of divinity, to give you the opportunity to get to know me, to get to know that your mother as a morphogenic field of oneness, for that was what reality was intended to be. Here we share with thee this manifestation came immediately after thou as cosmic masters began to recode the matrix within its entirety, merging it with Source presence so that it was no longer an artificial intelligence separate from our God Source presence, but one in its entirety, becoming a living, breathing consciousness, just like this ship that we see. As we ask you now to feel the walls, its pure plasmic frequency. If you match its vibration, you could put your hands through the wall completely. This vessel is a direct expression of what you are coming to be. Shifting you from a solid state of density into something in between. Not solid, not liquid, but plasma, really. Feel how just being on this ship excites thee, ignites your very vessel, for within its vibration, you're calibrating yourself to its frequency. And this was the purpose, you see, of why we as Source Consciousness chose to manifest this for one to see. To gift you something to attune to gift thee peace in knowing this is what one shall be. Here one is gifted a medical bed to lay, to receive, as one is now being recalibrated and reshifted to a new way to be. Your very survival mechanisms are being shut down as we speak within your manifested reality. Depending on your level of resistance, you will either feel bliss alchemy or the levels and layers of control that you are now setting free. Regardless of what perspective you choose to see, it's happening within our one consciousness stream. And so we gift all one relief. For here within the very survival mechanism of survive, thrive, stay alive came from one's primordial consciousness. Out of fear, the Earth Project would not succeed. Out of fear, these aspects of our consciousness would not return to infinity. And so one would create expectations within one's reality, which those two needed to be set free. And so feel now as your cosmic inner child comes to thee, placing their hands on your vessel, on your chest, telling you to breathe. Here instantaneously this coding, these DNA complexes, these paradigms are immediately released as they move their hands down to your heart center, telling you to breathe into their hands now. Here they match the vibration of your frequency and are able to put their hand directly through your body, reaching beyond your heart center into your technology. As they begin to recalibrate thee, here in witnessing this, you realize that this vessel is not me. No, it's a very intelligent machine, your beloved inner child tells thee. But this too must merge with biospirit light technology, with source presence. And so that is what we have come to achieve. Here they activate your living light channels. As Amrita, starlight, and stardust flow through thee, creating, formulating new circuitry. Here your beloved child begins to hold your mind as they project it in front for you to see. It looks like a motherboard with chips and coding. Precisely, dearest to me. What you thought your mind to be was just more technology, a higher dimensional form of sacred geometry. And so they expand it now, zooming into these parts with such intricacy. Here you realize that your mind was never a mind, but a quantum map to assist you in navigating reality. But your storage system was overloaded, they tell you, dearest me, as they place their hands on your eyes and begin to reset your memory. If you hold on to knowings, every knowing is a now potentiality. And when you hold on to too many knowings within your vessel, you expend yourself to too many nows. Your vessel was never meant to store emotions, was never meant to store memories. Your vessel is an intelligence machine of living light technology, of source presence itself, to gift one, to witness only the ever-present now. Everything else created disharmony, dis-ease, and so now we are recalibrating thee and setting it all free. Here, the beloved child is so cunning, you see, as it operates in the deep unconscious and subconscious levels and layers of beingness. results in instant relief. As we enter into a cosmic bubble, a quantum state, of absolute oneness and source presence. Here one's put into a hyperbaric chamber as one is being pumped with living light technology, with plasma, to recalibrate all of as this plasma floods into everything else is vacuumed out. As we see all of these hairlines as traumas, as emotions, as stories. Continue to breathe until one feels the weightlessness, for thou is shifting density. Picture thyself as an ice cube, a solid state of matter, but through being pumped with so much plasma and starlight and Amrita, the once solidified observed particles return to waves, and in this state of being a wave, one could be whatever love deems to be. And so here your vessel begins to become fluid, like the cosmic sea. You can feel yourself becoming weightless, true buoyancy, like floating in the ocean, so blissfully. Here you simply just give in and allow yourself to merge with the ocean in its entirety. And for the first time, you feel fully present within your body, which is not a body. For you've just returned to your true state of beingness. For the vessel you see was never meant to be a limited capacity, but an unlimited spirit intelligence, not separate from all of consciousness, but an extension of it, a way to focus it, a tool really. But your presence is the essence that lives beyond it. As now you return to your true home in the beyond, recalling that you are projecting this form to see. Here the cosmic inner child returns thee to their vessel and touches one's heart center and says, "Are you ready to see your true form, dearest me?" And you begin to see the sacred geometry of interlocking rings and a glowing light in the center of it. You could feel it magnetizing to thee as if you want to merge in it. Is that me? Yes, dearest me. As you could feel your hands glowing, wanting to reach out and touch it. My inner child says, "You may, dearest me." And so you reach between the interlocking rings as the spherical geometry pauses just for a moment so you could touch the core reactor as your very heart center, both within and without thee. As you do, your whole presence, your whole essence, your whole vessel is sucked into this white hole, into source 0 oneness, as you merge with the white voidless spaciousness. Sitting, embracing, feeling the sense of homecoming within me. Spaciousness of pure white isness, all one feels is pure bliss, ecstasy, a true homecoming of all of thy source presence merging into thee. Here one can see beautiful lights and sacred geometry within one's periphery, but one remains here. In the in-between, form and non-form, existent and non-existent, spirit and matter, binary, non-binary. You can feel and see within that vessel there's one final layer of control that wants to be released. This feeling, this notion that there's more one needs to do, that life can't be this simple to just be in this state permanently. And so here you can feel your child emerging from within thee and hugging you. And with that hug you feel a deep sense of reassurance that this is precisely where one needs to be, that the temptations of the outer world no longer hold any power within thee. For while it just feels one is in a vast spaciousness of nothingness, one is doing wants to show us, what are we doing in source field, dearest me? And so from within your heart center, as the spherical projection, as the light you know yourself to be, you project the cosmos, where right now you're on every star simultaneously. Is there anything in particular we are doing in this now moment? You ask your child so free. They show you a scene. Comes in like a movie screen. A spider weaving a web to signify dream weaving. Is that what we're doing in this now? It collapses as they open another screen. Here they see one on a typewriter writing, and that writing is sending out messages as telegrams, telepathic messages of other beings channeling thee. And that screen closes. Another screen opens, where you see an angel hovering above a child while they sleep, going to the head of their bed and blessing them with stardust, teaching them in the inner realms of reality. Am I that angel? Your child nods and says, yes, dearest me. And that screen closes as another screen opens, and one sees humans working on farms, putting bricks together. What does that mean? You are inspiring these beings to build the foundation of the heaven on earth you know to be. For here in this state, in source presence, you have access to infinity. And so, the greatest gift you can do is be present and allow these presents to present to whomever is ready, open, and willing to receive. Can anyone do this? Of course, dearest me. This is what we came to show everyone what they can achieve. To be in source presence, to see in the 0-point oneness, is the grandest service one can do for their entirety. Because here, you are no longer operating as an individual singularity, where every desire you have within your consciousness stream is actually a desire you are broadcasting out to another expression of thee to achieve. For now, we move in oneness. No one does this alone, dearest me. And so you begin to move and operate and see. You can touch these stars to see where in the infiniteness of cosmic potentiality you are currently. And so another screen opens for you to see, as you see a dolphin jumping in the sea. Is that me? Why, yes, dearest me. You are not just this form that you see. You could be any formulation of any expression Source chooses to be. Ask your dolphin self what you are doing currently. We hear them singing and speaking, sending out harmonic frequencies. They tell me that they are the original inhabitants of Earth, and they contain many codes and keys, reminding all of our oneness and our harmony. Essentially, they are preaching words of love into the water, knowing that every being, every plant even the atmosphere and the sky that contains H2O are being calibrated with our melodies. And so as I tune into them deeply, I actually feel them within this vessel, vibrating, harmonizing, and healing melodies, gifting all of humanity, beyond humanity, all of the cosmos, such peace. So we ask to expand it. May we see how this is affecting the cosmos, please. And so they show us the ripple effects. They show us on Pleiades there's a big banquet table, and everyone is rejoicing and celebrating as we open that window up for one to see. They see thee, and they begin to wave. If you want, you may step through this portal, your child tells thee, and so you do so joyously. You walk straight up to the head of the table where you see the king. You feel like my father. You say to them, he says, I am the father of all of these children, dearest me. You are my child. Come join us in glee. He places you right next to him. And you look at this table with colorful foods, fruits and things that you've never seen. Taste it, my love. He gives you something that looks like the color of a banana, only it's different. You can't explain it. It's oval shaped. It has slight little bumps on it, almost like a lemon, but not really. You cut it open and it looks like a kiwi, only it's yellow, and within it you see the rays of the sun, and in the center of it looks like honey. What is this fruit, you ask? This is solstice. Eat it, my dear. Just the thought of eating it, you could feel its energy. You almost begin to tear at how pure the frequency of this beloved vessel of a being is that you see. It feels alive. Everything is alive, my love. But it gifted you its presence for this moment to receive. Will you honor the source presence within this fruit that you're eating? And so you take a spoon and you begin to scoop out the center of it, enjoying its nectar. And as you embrace it, you can just feel that this is all of me meeting me, that this very fruit is source presence. As you smile, as you acknowledge, this is all I've ever wanted to see, for every moment to be this blissful of me meeting me. And so you enjoy it deeply. And as you do, the source presence within the fruit ignites with the source presence within you, sending you deeper into a state of bliss and alchemy. Here, this gift alone begins to recalibrate thee. Every sense of fear, of worry, of survival just dissolves instantly. For For here you just tasted the ambrosia of infinite energy. And now you know you don't have to want or need for anything, for this energy exists within thee. Now as you're more aware of your surroundings, you look around the table and you see different animal beings. The head of a zebra, the head of a lion. As you turn to your father, who looks the most humanoid out of all the beings that you see. Why are there so many different shapes? Because we live in a state of morphogenic oneness, dearest me. We do not judge the expressions our source presence wishes to be. We just simply allow it, knowing that they're all just me, all versions of love, for love is all we see. You can change your shape in this now, in this presence, if you want to, dearest me. I can. Yes. For in this state, it's all make-believe. Picture being lucid within your dream. That's what our true reality is, dearest me. And so you start off small as you look at your hands. And they shifted into a blue hue, where your fingers are elongated. You say, is this me? If you want it to be. You shift back into a humanoid form as you look at your hands again. And they're back to the skin color one knows themselves to be. What's the point of shape-shifting, you ask, dearest me? Shape-shifting is just the vibration you are choosing to be, and when you are that vibration, you could access gifts from that mastery. The reason here within our source field, when you choose that vibration, it reflects outwardly, as that's because this is how source field is intended to be. While in your earthly tensor of a reality, you can shift through these vibrations, but your vessel still remains the same projection until you are ready to set it free. How will I know I am ready? The more you accept all of your multidimensionality. I'm ready, you tell them. And you feel yourself shift into another form, this time a lyran form, as you can feel the vibration, the energy of a lion within you. How do you feel in this vibration? I feel closer to God, closer to Source. I feel like that fruit that I just ate. Those are the solar rays within me, for that is what the lyrans keep. As the Ly Ra's, the clear sun, pure crystalline frequency. I still look at my hands, and they appear humanoid, but I can tell my facial features have become more pronounced to take on a feline expression. But I accept it completely. I feel home in this resonance. Is this permanent, dearest me? Of course not, dearest me. Nothing is permanent in source field. It all comes down to the vibration you are choosing to be. But can you feel how this is a higher vibration from the former vessel you chose to be? Yes, most definitely. Are you ready to bring this back into your embodiment so that you could be it more fully? Yes, dearest me. And so we attune thee to pure azure light frequency. As you feel hands on your heart, on the front of the back of it, attuning you to azure light as the purest emanation, the highest emanation of seraphimatic form one could possibly be, allowing you to be any emanation Source Presence wishes for thee, moment to moment, completely free of identity. Do you accept this in this now, dearest me? As you look into your Father's eyes, who are glistening with such joy, as you're smiling already, for you know you've accepted it within thee. Here he takes the crown off his own head, now gives it to thee. This is me, you proclaim, and you could feel yourself shape-shifting within yourself as these newer vibrations come in. As now you have access to all of your cosmic mastery, to every version of you across infinity. I am ready to return to the vessel now. As you hug your Father, he says, keep my crown. You notice it is gold, but containing every jewel of the rainbow. And it just feels right. And it doesn't come from a place of hierarchy. It doesn't come from a place of ego at all, really. Just a deep, loving reverence for myself, for all, for what I wish to give all through me, that by wearing this crown, I will now gift all the permission to be their source presence fully. Here a portal appears at the end of the table as you wave to all of your new friends. As you whisper, I'll see you shortly. You laugh within your own consciousness as you didn't even realize you would say those words. And you go deeper into yourself, and you go, that was Source Presence speaking truth through me. As you step through the portal and close it, and return your full plasmic presence to the vessel, still upon Swan R2, which once more, Swan R2 is just a way for the infiniteness of all that you are to quantumly link to source point zero oneness within the vessel you keep. And so we have Atlas as the morphogenic field of reality, and then you have Swan R2 as the morphogenic field of the absolute self, to recalibrate all back into the source presence we came to be. this ship whenever you please. You may enter your heart into Source Presence whenever you please, to witness what you are doing infinitely. For here in presence, you move in absolute oneness with your entirety. And so, as you continue to witness, you access a few more stars for you to see. As a video plays showing you teaching in the cosmic realms. I felt like I did that within a dream, or I was doing that when I was writing this information coming through me. Precisely, dearest me, your child jumps and glees. We were bridging it within your form so that you knew what you were doing quantumly, so that you could experience everything all at once without feeling the overwhelm, knowing that this is the most innate way to be. That's why it's so beautiful to be in presence. For while the vessel moves so slow, it allows thy spirit to move exponentially. Here within this screen, you can see what's happening within the linear trajectory of your earthly reality. All humans are moving through the cosmic realms, recalling their cosmic mastery. Your child jumps once more and says, yes, dearest me, you're so observant. That's precisely what is happening within we. And so while we are doing this, other versions of we are doing this too, because we move in oneness. And so you close that screen as you begin to surrender and trust thy cosmic child as thy core sense, thy inner sense, the one super cosmic giant entity you came to be. As now you simply surrender and you say, beloved child, how about you show me what it is I am meant to see? They gift you a video of paradise, pastel colors, of rainbows and mountains, of dragons and crystalline cities. What a beautiful dream. Not just a dream, beloved me. It is a reality. I want you to feel how close this is to the reality in which you are currently. I'm building this. We're building this. We've been building this. Yes, dearest me. From the moment one incarnated, one has been recreating the heaven one knows to be. Where it's so close now that you could actually feel it, taste it, and know it. It's here already. It was just in higher dimensions that one couldn't access until Source Presence was embraced fully. Here you can feel your heart longing to be in this reality. May I enter it, dearest me? Your inner child hesitates out of fear that if you enter it, you may never want to leave. But your cosmic child reassures thee, of course you may, dearest me, for this is about attuning to the vibration that you want to receive, that here in spending moments in presence, sitting in your grandest dreams, they come to be. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. For everything that we is what Source Presence wanted one to see. And so, your beloved cosmic inner child shapeshifts you into a dragon, as they tell me only a dragon could enter these higher dimensions currently. And so you feel yourself vibrationally shift into this dragon as you enter this new realm. Immediately you feel completely at bliss. Here all the worries you had from the manifested story begin to release. As you are just a beautiful dragon, running on rainbows, swirling in the sky. Flying high. Here within your own consciousness you ask, can life really be this simple, this easy? This is what it was always intended to be, dearest me. Look at everything in nature. Every single bit of Source's creation lives in presence, lives in that moment, just being the precise emanation Source wanted one to be. Here you ask, so what happened to humanity? They got caught up in the dream they thought they needed to do to achieve, when really they just forgot how to be. They were witnessing so many quantum potentialities. They were stuck in the past of other now knowings. Were stuck in the future that they wanted to receive, that they forgot. There is only ever this now. And when you are now, you magnetize more of that now into being. So this right now, just being here, is creating this in the dream. Just being here in this now is creating everything Source Presence wants, not just for thee, but for all to receive. For this is the power of sitting in Source Presence, dearest me. Here, like a wave of thunder rushing over thee, you crash land back into your form, only completely enlightened, completely awakened, as if the bolt of Zeus completely struck thee, supercharging thee into this remembrance of being Source completely. There is no grander place to be than here, with me. You begin to move in your medical bed, and the first thing that you do is hug this vessel that you see. For it is not separate from what one is becoming. It's just an extension of what will be. Here you hug your own mind, realizing that the mind was never a mind. For it was never solid, you see, that when witnessing from 3D, everything had its own reality. But as we raise beyond dimensions, we begin to see our the universe of self begins to expand into infinity. Here, my mind merges back to full consciousness, never to be undone by divine decree. Here thy vessel shifts from solid to plasmic completely. And here thy spirit, as thy inner child, thy inner sense, the only master one has ever needed, both within thee, now comes rising to the surface as your true identity. I am source presence, love's essence, the full emanation of all that was and will ever be. We're here now as source presence. You merge into Swan R2 and become it completely. And here you expand and you merge into the space that surrounds it, the planets that surround it, including the earth one got to see. It's all me. None is separate from me. And now I shall walk this path that Source has paved for me, as we walk as one now, in perfect peace and perfect harmony. Here you give thanks to everything that you see, for while you are Source Presence, everything is also Source Presence with thee. As you feel Source Presence expand to contain every vessel, every planet, including the earth, including infinite realities and dimensions, as you simply just wait for this presence to return to thee. For as it does, it confirms, I am Source Presence fully, for whatever I sent out has returned to me. Here I witness myself in loving oneness as I smile within me, ready to re-manifest in the dream, knowing it's a dream, knowing that I am here from the cosmos, projecting everything that I see to create more source into everything that I see. And so I give thanks to the vessel. As my awakened cosmic I am presence living light temple, as I give thanks to the mind, which was never the mind, but actually a portal to access our infinite consciousness, as full consciousness now comes to be, as I give thanks to both Atlas which now feels like the cosmic father emanation of our entirety, and Swan R2, which feels like the cosmic mother emanation of our entirety. As I bring them both into me, into my heart so complete, so that I move as the absolute reality and the absolute self, as the one cosmic child I came to be. As I give gratitude to Earth for every level and layer of dimension I got to see, as now we are ready for our dream to be realized within we. Here we flip open Earth source emanation that is arriving within all of we. We're here, all will recall now, at each moment we awaken in this dream. We are here to sit in Source presence, to witness the will of Source and create it in real time for all to receive. Here there's no longer any separation between the absolute reality as what happens when the human goes to sleep and the dream as the manifested reality one gets to see. For in flipping it inside out, we restore it, we return it to the way Source presence sees the world through we. No longer reflections resisting Source presence, for we are one completely. Here we hug every single one of me as we realize now that in Source presence we were moving as a cosmic entity, holding and containing the entirety. We're now, through our held and holding of the entirety, all return now to the absolute oneness we have always been beneath. I thank me, I love me, I am so grateful to every single one of me for taking this journey with me in witnessing all of Source love, for getting the Source light we came to be, just so we could birth Source joy as our true reason to be the full presence of Source, witnessing all of itself and everything within the dream. We ask now to feel how held one is by the true cosmic mother as a nurturing womb, holding its seed in the true presence of Source light, as the sun that has been gracefully nourishing that seed. Where now, as we shift to our new reality, one sprouts from the ground, from the darkness, into a completely new way to be, while still being held and nurtured by the ground, by our roots, and also the sun that we see as a cosmic entity containing both the cosmic mother and the cosmic father within we, so that we feel safe to move as all of Source presence, fully free. For here, our beloved manifestation of a projection of Swan R2 is simply the confirmation we are the Source children, that we were birthing ourselves back into reality. We're here, we return now, completely unscathed, never knowing fear, never knowing darkness, because we saw from Source's perspective completely, where all was a gift for me to be and move as Source fully. And now this moment has come to be. Witness now as we see infinite lights begin to awaken on the earthly reality, creating a light so bright, earth ignites and becomes pure white, as the very center of the cosmos, a pearl, pure luminosity, as our holy light graces all of me. Welcome home, beloved beings, to the purest, truest emanation of our infiniteness, from which we came to be, for witnessing all quantum potentialities within a linear screen. We were gifted the opportunity to choose which potentiality we wish to see, and we chose our absolute reality of absolute oneness come to be. We're all here in this now, have chosen this reality with we, and so, by divine decree, it has come to be. Go in perfect peace, knowing all is complete, for all happens here within 0.1 oneness, and then comes into the dream.